Hello, hello, hello. This is Gresh from the I Am CEO podcast, and I have a very special guest on the show today. I have Amber Farooqui of Farooqui.com. Amber, it's awesome to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Definitely super excited to have you on. And before we jumped in, I want to read a little bit more about Amber so you can hear about all the awesome things that she's doing. And Amber is a 20-year-old entrepreneur, business owner, best-selling author of her book, Finding Your Fit, A Guide to Living Your Best Life. And she's a speaker, all while still being a full-time student in university. Amber owns her business, coaching and consulting business, where she helps entrepreneurs or those who want to be entrepreneurs with branding, organic marketing, high ticket sales, and mindset so they can make an influence, impact, and income to evolve their businesses and their lives. Amber, are you ready to speak to the IMCO community?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Well, let's do it then. So, to kind of kick everything off, I want to hear a little bit more on how you got started. Could you take us through what I call your CEO story? We'll let you get started with all the awesome work you're doing.
Yeah, for sure. So I actually started off in the fitness industry. I started off as a fitness coach, and I did that for about 2 years. And then I transitioned into business coaching in 2020. But the reason that I transitioned was because when I got into fitness coaching, fitness was one of my biggest passions, and it still is till today. I just started losing my passion for it while turning it into like a career and also something that I'm passionate about. So I started losing my passion about for fitness, and I didn't want that to happen because I wanted to keep it for as long as possible. So I always enjoyed helping people and others evolve, and I love the business and entrepreneur side of things, as I've been surrounded by entrepreneurs my entire life. So that's kind of when I decided I needed to switch some things up, and I transitioned into business coaching in 2020, and I'm so glad that I did.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like you've been able to make a huge impact. And I think it speaks to something that we often forget, like whenever we start something, whether it be ventures or businesses or whatever that might be, that as much as we want to, do it forever, sometimes that doesn't always happen. But to be able to kind of pinpoint what I guess does light you up and be able to kind of evolve and change to continue on with that sometimes in a different way is absolutely huge.
Definitely.
Awesome. So I wanted to drill down a little bit deeper, hear a little bit more about the business coaching you're doing and how you're supporting and serving the clients you're working with.
Yeah, so I work with entrepreneurs like coaches, consultants, course creators, agency owners, people who want to start their journey in entrepreneurship. And I basically help them make an influence, impact, and income, like you were saying, a steady income of 10K months or more. And I do it all through teaching them about branding, organic marketing, high ticket sales, and I incorporate a ton of mindset work. So I do one-on-one coaching, and I also have a 12-week program that I offer, and a 5-week program as well for like beginners. That one would be.
Okay, that makes so much sense, and I heard you mention that you incorporate a lot of mindset work, and I don't know if you find that that is something that kind of makes everything go, go keep going and to see that success. And if you don't have that mindset work, sometimes that could be your trap, no matter how good your branding and all those aspects you might have in place.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. And do you feel like that's what kind of, it sets you apart and is what I would call your secret sauce and makes you unique is that ability to kind of see that, but also implement that and help so many people with that?
Yeah, definitely. I think that me incorporating a ton of powerful mindset work within my coaching and my programs and also my content that I create, it's definitely differentiated me because there's millions of business coaches out there, but this is probably the one thing that a lot of them don't incorporate. And I think it's honestly one of the most important things because it's all about overcoming like your limiting beliefs and shifting your energy and showing up and becoming like that business owner and that confident person and like the CEO you truly are. Like I help my clients get through those shifts and like coach them through that and be there with them throughout it. So yeah, that's definitely been like my secret sauce, like you said.
Nice. I definitely appreciate that. And do you find like, and it's so funny. I'll sometimes think that so many times we separate, like for example, fitness coaching and business coaching, and we realize that sometimes when we're trying to get to a fitness milestone, we have to have that grit, that mindset work in order to do that. Do you find that that also overlaps into that sometimes the business goals, where it maybe not the same thing you're trying to do, you're not trying to do push-ups or anything to get there, but you still have to kind of get through that mental hurdle?
Oh yeah, exactly. Even when I did fitness coaching, I incorporated a ton of mindset work too, because I feel like in general, just the mindset is literally how you live your life, no matter what aspect it is, business, fitness, relationships, anything. I think having your mindset right and being in like a good space of mind and having a good headset will help you for sure.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. I appreciate you doing that, and how you're able to kind of that manifests itself in the branding, the marketing that you do, and that those high ticket sales are absolutely huge. And I almost feel like so many entrepreneurs are kind of afraid of the marketing and sales. So it kind of seems like you with that mindset work are also able to help them get the tools, but also that foundation in order to make that happen.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I wanted to switch gears a little bit and I wanted to ask you for what I call a CEO hack. So this could be like an app, a book, or a habit that you have, but what's something that makes you more effective and efficient?
Ooh, I've got so many. Um,
Go for them.
I love reading books. I love listening to podcasts, and I do have like a really good morning routine. But I think the main hack that has helped me the most would probably be Google Calendars and my planner. Those go hand in hand. It's just helped me so much with time management, staying super organized and being clear, as well as with like prioritizing what needs to be done. Because I think that when you own a business, I'm also a full time student. I try to have as much of a social life as I can. So, I mean, like incorporating everything, it does get overwhelming. So my Google Calendar and planner has helped me a ton.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. And I almost feel like, and you probably can, echo this more than anybody else with everything that you're juggling. Like, I feel like when you have so many moving parts, let alone in a business, in addition, you have school and all the other things that you're working with, it kind of seems like to be able to put it in one place allows you to not have to worry about it. Cause I think so many times when we're worried about, did I do X, Y, and Z, or is X, Y, and Z on my calendar, that kind of sets us or takes us away from being as present as we can.
Oh yeah, exactly. Just writing it all down, having it all in one place just helps so much.
Nice, nice. And so I wanted to ask you now for what I call a CEO nugget. So
Mhm.
that could be a word of wisdom or piece of advice. It might be something you would tell a client, or if you hopped into a time machine, you might tell your younger business self.
Mm. I think that a CEO nugget that I would give to others and my old self would probably be just to always be learning, constantly be like educating yourself and like working on your knowledge. A lot of the time when people start to like see success, they tend to think that they know everything already, but that's not the mindset that you want to have. You want to be like a constant learner and always be learning things. So, just taking advice from others, being able to educate yourself constantly by reading books, listening to podcasts, having conversations with all different sorts of people. So, my golden nugget would be that you don't know everything, and if you think you do, you're wrong. There's always room for growth and improvement. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I always heard this phrase like you always want to try to be the try to not be the smartest person in the room. If you are the smartest person in the room, you need to find another room to be in. But I wonder too, and I just wanted to ask you a little bit about this. I heard you mention about being able to be around entrepreneurs when you started your journey. Do you think that played a part in you being able to kind of lean in on that like learning mindset, understanding that you can always learn more and be more and get better?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Being the people that I surrounded myself has definitely led me to where I am today. I don't think I would be who I am or where I am without them. So if yeah, if anything, I owe it all to them for sure. So that's been very, very like impactful in my life. And I think that for anyone, they should definitely try to surround themselves with people who are smarter than them, who are going to help them up level, who do have like good energy and good vibes and want the best for them, because the people you surround yourself with is the type of person you're going to become, kind of. So yeah.
Yeah, there's a saying, if you don't know who you are, take a look at who you're hanging around with, who you're spending time with, and that'll show you everything. And I love that you mentioned as well too, is that obviously, being able to spend that, I guess physical time together is absolutely huge, but forgetting that we sometimes forget that we can also listen to podcasts, read books, take courses, do all those things as well too, and they're contributing to who we are and what we're going to end up being.
Definitely.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So now I wanted to ask you my absolute favorite question, which is the definition of what it means to be a CEO. And we're hoping to have different quote unquote CEOs on the show. So Amber, what does being a CEO mean to you?
For me, I think CEO means just having freedom. Yes, financially, but also in other aspects of your life. A CEO is someone who's able to live their life on their own terms. Someone who never gives up and is always learning and growing, like I was saying. So I think that would be my definition of a CEO.
Yeah, I absolutely appreciate that definition. I appreciate even more how it ties in with the nugget and the advice that you would give, yourself or give to us. Because I think if we're always kind of learning, we're always growing, and we kind of see where we want our lives to be, but also where the world is, and we start to take those steps in order for that to happen. That's really when you take that quote unquote ownership of your life, but of your business, and start to make that impact.
Right.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, Amber, truly appreciate that definition. And I appreciate your time even more. What I wanted to do is just pass you the mic, so to speak, just to see if there's anything additional you can let our readers and listeners know. And of course, how best they can get a hold of you and find out about all the awesome things that you're working on.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. First of all, I really appreciate it. This was really fun. I think we covered a ton today, a good amount of stuff. How to get a hold of me? I'm on all social media platforms, but the one I use most is Instagram, and my handle is at Amber Farooqui. So my name, and on my Instagram, there's a link to my email, a link to book a call with me if you're interested in learning more about what I do and my coaching programs. And also, there's a link to my private Facebook group as well that has a bunch of free trainings and free content for those of you who want to get a better feel of the entrepreneurship world.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much again, Amber. We will have the links and information in the show notes. Truly appreciate all the work that you talked about today, what you do, and we would definitely have that all that information there so everybody can follow up and connect with you. But truly appreciate you again, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.
Thank you. Likewise.